Good morning, everyone! On this blessed day, my son chose to make another serving tray out of a nice piece of maple that we got from Sawmill. This piece was absolutely gorgeous and great. As the first step, my son cut the cracked part of the thicker end and a part of the bark since it was too thin and long. This resulted in a nice 18-inch by 12-inch slab of maple. Following that, he proceeded to remove the bark off of the wood. First, he used the chisel to remove the outer bark since it was quite hard and pretty frozen. Our winter here has been mild, but it still did freeze wood. Once all of the bark was removed, he proceeded to sand the inner bark until only wood could be seen. I apologize for cutting sanding process off in the video here, but I do need a new recording camera. My GoPro doesn't handle temperature fluctuations too well. Now that the wood was nice and cleared, it was time to plane it. Unfortunately, I feel very useless here. He just handled most of it himself while I just stood there and watched. Felt both proud and a bit sad at the same time. Watching kids grow is quite a bittersweet feeling. This is very stark contrast to the video of my 2-year-old daughter that needed my help using the planer and reassurance that it is not scary. This is what 3 years of woodworking does to a kid. Once the wood was plain and smooth, it was time to sand it. My son and I both have come to really enjoy sanding. The activity is very zen and pleasant. He started off at 80 grit to remove any imperfections, and then at 100 to 200 grit he gave the sharper corners a rounder and smoother edge. And then it was just peaceful sanding all the way to 800 grit. I was very happy to be of use here. Since sanders aren't made for kid hands, I was still needed to hold the piece in some instances. As he was sanding, the grain of this piece started to look absolutely stunning. It has beautiful shift of colors under the light. Now that the piece was completed and looked perfect, oiling was in order. He applied a total of 3 coats of oil per side over a period of 3 days. The process is to apply generous amounts of oil, let the wood drink it up for about 2 hours, wipe off the excess and let it dry for another 8 hours. Then thoroughly dry with paper towel and apply another coat. And as the last step to finish this piece, it was time to wax it. Having drank lots of oil, the wood was rich orange color with very nice luster of gradient going from light to dark orange. To seal everything in, this wax was applied and then thoroughly buffed in. This video is actually sped up 9 times, but buffing pad was moved very slowly at high rotation speeds in order to create friction to melt the wax and create a strong bond with the wood surface. And that's it. This piece of wood was absolutely gorgeous. For a 6-year-old, I would say a job was perfectly executed. Sawmill sells air-dried pieces of wood that have a beautiful color pulp that kiln-dried wood could never match. So if you live in the Greater Toronto area, do visit him. This is not a paid advertisement, I'm just a huge fan of Sid's. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, do consider subscribing and maybe leaving a like. I try to release 1 video every week. If you have any questions or comments or just want to say hi, that's very welcome too. I promise you I will reply right away. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next week. Bye bye!